Good morning,
Good
Leela,
morning.
Sanderlientje.
Good evening.
Good
Hey,
evening. Is this the correct pronunciation of your name?
Leela, yes.
Leela? Okay, Leela.
Hmm.
Nice.
It means play. Leela means play.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
In India, they
beautiful.
say Leela. It's all Leela.
that's
All
it.
Leela,
Leela.
Leela, I discovered your beautiful YouTube channel accidentally. And of course, there is no accident already. And
Mhm.
was really directly, wow, I love the voice. And
Oh,
the calmness, the way you're, it's so beautiful. I love the energy. And this
oh,
was cool with Miranda Warren. I'm not the reader. So this was so beautiful when I checked. Wow, this voice is reading
oh,
Miranda's story. I was like, oh, and then sharing to all my friends. Boom, 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 boom.
oh, good. Thank you.
Instantly. And no, there is no, here's always like this. Listening to a piece of music, it's directly shared. Boom.
Mm,
And yeah, it's amazing. Then Amor popped up with the talk with you. And I was
yes.
like, whoa, directly grabbing the handy and messaging you. And
Yeah.
yeah, here we are. So cool, so cool.
Yeah. Mm.
And I'm totally curious about what you have to say, your story, or whatever you call this. I
Mhm.
have not, on purpose, not listened to the talk with Amor because
Oh,
I
okay.
simply wanted to have it fresh here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed talking to him more. He's there's something about him, he's just so open and just himself.
Yeah, he is a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very inspiring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess believing that I was mentally ill from a young age and that being my identity. Um,
Like when you young age, like child or teen?
yes. Yeah, it became really obvious when I was about 10 years old.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Yeah, and it occurred to me that I wished I was never born.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was pretty severe. I didn't see other kids. They seemed happy, they seemed
Yeah.
like kids. And so I started to hide that like it was shameful. And it was just that for many, many years, about 20 years, of just accepting that I'll never be happy and having anxiety and depression and being very avoidant of other people and being a hermit.
Yeah.
um,
I
having a
can I can I can relate partially to this.
Yeah.
It was,
Sounds
but
very
not this
familiar.
extreme. Not this extreme, but totally. It's
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Mhm.
And
Oh,
I had a hard time holding down jobs because I was just so anxious. And I would use men to take care of me, you know.
no, tell me how that.
Well, I would just always have a relationship. So I would have
Ah,
a home, and stability.
okay.
And I was never single or independent or anything like that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. And I just wanted to get better. One day it occurred to me when I was about 31 that maybe I could get better. You know, I had gone to the doctor and taken all the pills and all of that, and none of that worked. I've self-medicated, alcohol, weed, pills, all that stuff. None of it helped.
Wow. Wow.
Um, and then I found the law of attraction, and I thought I could energy myself into being healthier.
Like Gregory Miller.
Yeah, I haven't talked to
Or
him yet. I speak to him on Facebook, but I'd love to chat with him one day. And yeah, I just started watching my thoughts and being like, that's a negative thought, that's a good thought. And I was trying to be grateful and positive. And it actually helped. Um, and one thing led to another, Eckhart Tolle and Muji and like channeled stuff and like weird esoteric stuff. And just
Wow. Wow.
yeah,
Mm.
meditation, everything. I was very ADD and just jumped from one thing to the next
Yeah.
for 6 years. And I heard Tony Parsons and Jim Newman, and I was initially very offended by the message and put off by it because it didn't give me any control over the situation. And it was disturbing to me. And I immediately said that I was offended and, moved on to the next thing. And eventually, a couple years later, I came back around to it. And I was like, there's something to this, but I still couldn't get it. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not getting it.
I know.
And there was all of the thoughts about maybe one day I'll drop the self, and there were lots of fantasies about what it would give me, you know what I mean? It was all about me. So
Exactly. Mm.
and it all just happened effortlessly. And one day I was listening to Tony again, just kind of in the background, and I just burst out into laughter and tears at the same time. I was laughing and crying, and it was obvious. It was just obvious that it's just this, and it's just what's happening. And everything that the mind is spouting is just a natural sort of survival mechanism, like a broken record. And I'm not thinking it. So the identification with it fell away, and yeah, it's free to be this way now.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So beautiful in a
Yeah.
nutshell.
Yeah, I tried to put it in a nutshell.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's just feels like falling in love with everything, I was raised Christian, so it Christians talk about being saved and born again, and it kind of feels like that, like seeing everything with new eyes, fresh eyes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Beautiful. Mm. And then this impulse arose to open up this YouTube channel.
Yes, I was really excited about trying to talk about it.
Mhm.
And then I started to realize that it can't be spoken, and that everything I said was not it. It is it, but it's not it at the same time. And so I just started reading things, um, Nisargadatta and Rumi and things like that I liked. And then eventually I was like, my own words would come, so I'd write them down and read them. And I featured some more people on the channel that I resonate with. And I still like watching non-duality videos, and
Me
just
too, me too, me too.
just because I love the it's like a game trying to figure out how to point to it, which is
Yeah.
futile. It's utterly futile, but it's still happening.
For me, it's like music, just loving the music. And
Yeah.
in a way, it's so joyful. Yeah, I'm in love with Emerson's.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Oh my gosh, this is
Yes.
just so joyful, childlike, innocent.
Yes.
It's always like new ideas in
Mhm.
it's cool. It's simply cool.
I
Yeah.
love Emerson. I love Emerson, and I've seen some of y'all stuff along the way, and I've really enjoyed y'all. And that's what we say down here in the South, y'all.
Y'all. Yeah, I was guessing who's y'all. Y'all.
I was like, they may not know what I mean, like you all,
Mhm.
y'all.
Cool.
And I've watched y'all for the last couple of days, and I really love your content and your energy and and your clarity, Sander, for
Thank
lack
you.
of a better word.
It's okay.
I also totally fall in love with the clarity of Xander. When I wow, this was like whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he talks, I feel like a deer in headlights. I'm just like, oh yeah, that is it. This is it. Mm.
Yeah, what to say? Yeah, that's it
Mm-hmm.
already. A deer in headlights. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, yeah, what to say? I love the story there. Like I said in the beginning, it's very familiar. Not, you know, this not wanting to be born and stuff like that. Not, you know, I've seen this close with my wife. It's like if you almost like I hear the story of my wife. It was, I think, similar there. You know, 20 years, maybe even 30 years medicine, and you know, smoking, and you know, trying to not being able to work and stuff like that, and yeah. So here there was never going through such depressions, so to say, but seeing it close by, yeah, it's pretty devastating,
Yeah.
um, for no one. But you know, that doesn't mean that it's not there, so to say. I mean, you know, it's easy to say, well, there was never me, and but at the same time, it can be, you know, very intense depression and anxiety. I mean,
Yeah.
Amor talked about this. I think maybe I didn't see the talk with you and Amor also because we wanted to talk with you, and then you know, then you already have heard the story, so it's differently. But yeah, yeah, what to say, Leela?
Mhm.
I love also the stuff on the channel, the one you did of Miranda. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
It's yeah, it's such a joy and pleasure to see
Mm,
expression
mm.
there. I love it.
Oh, thank you. It's definitely fun, and you know, if I know there's no one here, and and it's just this, but if I could bring some kind of relief to somebody in any way, you know, that feels as lost as I did, you know,
Yeah.
that would be beautiful.
Yeah, that's so beautiful because, you know, most so-called non-duality speakers say it's hopeless. No, yes, in a way it is because, you know, there's just this. It's not for anyone, it's not by anyone, but at the same time, you know, this may just simply change, shift, or collapse, or whatever you want to call it. You know, it doesn't help anyone, but yeah, it
Yeah.
seemed to be helpful.
Um, I spiritually sought for 6 years, and I actually felt much better during that time than I did the years before. So it's like I had something to do, you know, just to kind of keep me busy and practice positive thinking, and you know, just something to sort of distract me while I was being led off the cliff.
Yeah.
um, yeah, it was a lot of great fun, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's innocent and playful, and yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, there's
Beautiful.
just innocence. There's no, you know, it's all innocent. I mean, wanting to help so-called others is already innocently this. I mean, there's no one to be found already.
Yeah.
You know, and I really love this. I really love this intention there, mm,
Mhm.
wanting to be helpful, and yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. I also know that that's just a concept, you know,
Oh
it's,
yeah,
yeah. So it's like being balanced on the story and knowing that it's just a story at the same time, you know. And you know, seeing people as beautifully broken right where they are, you know, they're perfectly imperfect.
yes,
Um, yeah. And I like how you speak and you flip the coin all the time, like Emerson does that too. That's what I inspired to be like, just kind of erase the words as I go, you know, erase
Mm.
the concepts.
Nowhere to land. Nowhere to land. Free fall.
Yes.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. It's the knowing that that gives the illusion that we're not in free fall, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's beautiful. It's like an innocent wild animal that just wants to be comforted, you know. And when we identify with that, it's so heavy, you know. We say I'm responsible, you know. And just like the difference between my money and somebody else's money, you know, there's a heavy meaning because it's mine. And yeah,
In
it's
in a way, me is the idea of me. It's the knowing. And this is this very close view, just being able to see like this. And the rest is in a way hidden, even though everything is it already. But that's the
yeah,
game. That's the game.
yeah, it's a beautiful game. I don't know who designed it, but
That's the question. That's the ultimate question. Who designed this? There must be a designer, you know, it cannot be just this. Must be
yeah.
something else which is doing this, you know.
It was Xander. Come,
If it's not
sweetheart.
if it's not God, then there must be, you know, then it's the Matrix or it's I don't know, there has to be something which is doing all this.
Yeah, that's how human minds work. We need a source and somewhere for things to originate in a cause and effect. And
Yeah.
and all that is just a comfort blanket so that we feel that we're not falling into oblivion.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, one could say, you know, there's just a source. There's
Yeah,
nothing
yeah,
else. There's no separated source doing the sourcing. There's just this, you know, there's
yeah,
just a source.
yeah. Any word will do, really.
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful.
Mhm. So this is the origin right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, any word will do. I like it. It's so yeah. It doesn't matter which word you pick.
No, everything is hot pockets or bubble gum, like you say.
Oh yeah,
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 I
yeah,
love
yeah,
to
yeah.
say bubble gum.
You may not know what hot pockets are.
Right,
Pizza.
exactly. I was wondering what are they? What is it? A hot
It's an
pocket.
American food, a junk food.
Ah, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's like an inside out pizza, like in a pocket.
Ooh,
Inside out pizza.
a
Inside
deeply
out
chocolate
sushi.
pizza.
I like to talk about the futility of language and how and the meaninglessness of it. Even though it can appear as meaning, you know,
Yeah.
there seems to be a like a background of meaninglessness, even when there's meaning. If
Yeah.
that makes any sense.
Yeah. No, of
Um,
course, no. It makes no sense, but yeah.
thank you for that. Um, yeah. Um, that just it just I'm in awe of it. You know, so many years of believing in myself and all these ideas, and uh, to me, meaninglessness is the good news. It's the best news. Like, you know, it's the freedom and the innocence and spontaneity and yeah.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Um, I emailed Emerson and asked him if I could read some of his words on my channel. And he emailed me back immediately and said, "Okay, I'll interview you and you can interview me."
Ah,
And I
good.
was like, "Oh God, that's not what I
Yeah.
said." I didn't tell
So
him that, but I was like, "What did I do?" You know.
so
Uh,
cool.
So he tricked you.
I recorded short sequences from his recordings and put
mhm.
it on the channel, like 2 minute stuff, 3 minute stuff, you
Oh
know,
yeah, yeah,
boom, 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 boom. I just loved it. I
yeah.
shared with him. He was like, yeah, sure. He's
Oh.
just awesome.
Yeah, he's
Say hi to Emmy.
yeah, we're gonna schedule it and chat and everything. I'm excited about it. I
Beautiful.
wanted to slowly grow the channel to like let my nervous system kind of get used to being social, I guess. But you know,
Mhm.
things don't always go according to plan.
No, this so-called nervosity
Hmm.
may just simply linger on a bit.
Yeah,
You know, maybe it will never actually, I mean, it will never actually go away. It's never actually there, but I mean, it can just, you know, continue. At one point,
yeah,
it may be just simply dissolve, or
yeah,
I
maybe it
guess
will
so.
intensify. Maybe it can, you know, it can even still intensify, although that's maybe not such good news. But yeah, anything
yeah,
can happen. But
yeah,
But I don't think so that this is going to, I guess this is going to calm down naturally.
yeah,
So
mm,
it's normally how it goes, like getting used in a way to it. Of course, it's always very fresh, interesting, new. Nevertheless, it's simply, yeah, it's different.
yeah,
yes, but
Yeah.
I think it's a good topic because, you know, many so-called people who listen to non-duality, they have this idea that, you know, okay, so at one point I'm going to be, you know, I'm not going to be nervous anymore, or, you know, anxiety will completely, you know, dissolve, and it will always be flowers and sunshine. And I mean, yeah, anything may happen, you know. It was already just this. The anxiety was
yeah,
already for no one. It was no one's anxiety. There was no you doing it. I mean,
yeah,
this place, it's free to be anxiety or nervosity.
yeah.
Beauty.
Um, I had a lot to process when I realized that this is it, for lack of a better way of describing it.
Yes.
That there's only what happens, what's arising, and it's fleeting, and there's no inherent meaning in any of it. Um, you know, compassion arises right when that happened because there's no perpetrator, there's no one that's unworthy, or there's only innocence, you know,
Yes.
and that
Beautiful.
includes this body and mind. And it was beautiful. You know, no amount of wanting to love myself ever made me love myself. It
Beautiful.
was
Yeah.
sort of when I saw that there was no one, that it just happened just like that, you know. And of course it would be this way, you know. Of course, I would be nervous. It makes total sense, you know. So
Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
And anxiety doesn't, you know, it doesn't need anything. You know, anxiety doesn't care.
no, it just wants to be there.
It's just,
It's
you
just like,
know,
hello. It's an energy, you know. It's just like yeah, and without the label, it's pure aliveness, you
yeah.
know.
I love to call it booming alive.
Yeah. You feel like a cloud of electricity or something.
Yeah, it's very intensive.
Yeah.
The booming lady.
I love it.
I just want to tell you, Leela, I can just listen for hours. Just I love the voice and you know the frequency. It's so beautiful. It was
Oh.
like really go for this and read something from Emerson's stuff. I'm just like also he did kind of intros, like a
Mhm.
session only the intros. It's like, oh my gosh, boom, 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 boom. It's like also underlined with music, like very
Yes.
soft music. This was really
Yeah,
powerful.
he didn't really answer the question. He just invited. Yeah. So I'm not going to do anything until I talk to him again and ask him again. But
He
he
will
was just
say
so
yes,
excited.
yes, yes, of course he will.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm glad I got to talk to a few other people before I talked to him. You know,
Yeah.
slowly, because I know he's got a lot of subscribers. So it's just the idea of it is like a deer in headlights again.
You will do fine.
Yeah, I think I will.
He's a
I will.
sweetheart, you know, Emerson. It's a
Oh,
sweet
He
like-
is. He
guy.
so is. He's the best person to open up to, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. He's like a child. So
Yeah,
totally
he is.
open and yeah. Cool.
Creative
Mhm.
monster.
Yeah, there you go.
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
like a crazy little kid coloring just
Yeah.
He loves to do the thumbnails. So it takes time. And then,
I like to do mine too. Hopefully I'll get more creative with it one day, but that's so sweet.
I'm not that creative. I just love to take Xander Lynchin's videos, and I call him lovingly Xander Lynchin. Sorry, Xander. And then take from friends like nature pictures, you know, all over. They're
Mhm.
sending to me, just boom, boom, boom. It's so just sharing the beauty, you
Mhm.
know, just
Yeah.
instant, direct, effortless sharing, you know. It's crazy. It's crazy. There is
Yeah.
simply really no meaning to this. It's just joy. It's just yeah.
It's no
Oh,
different than painting, I think, you know, or making a, you know, making a painting or something. It's just this expressing.
Yeah. And I feel like I just am in awe and fall in love with it more and more. Um, every day. It's just like, how is this possible? Like, this is the miracle that we can talk to each other and have stories and relationships and love. And
totally.
to me, this is it. Like, this is the miracle.
Yes.
And in a way here too, I love stories. This is like a great in loveness with the stories, you know. It's so amazing. It's stunning. It's crazy. Everything pops up here. It's unbelievable. So you really have no fucking clue what's going to come out.
Mhm. Yeah.
And here's of course a lot of laughter too, because it's in a way a joke.
It is.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. And when the stories aren't true, then it doesn't matter.
But at the same time, it matters. You know,
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
it's like you can love it more when it's just a story, you know. You can
Yeah,
admire it because it's not heavy.
it's
Um,
full on. It's full
it's
on.
just an expression, you know, fleeting and precious because it's so fleeting, you know.
Ah, nice. Love it. Huh?
Yeah, heaviness. Let's talk about heaviness. So the heaviness
Okay.
is less, I guess.
Uh, yes, because I would believe all the concepts, and it was like I was either in complete misery because I hated myself, basically. And I thought I was weak and everything, all these ideas. And, you know, searching gave me hope, which felt a little bit better, but it was still desperation and telling myself one day I'll find something, you know, I'll get there, I'll reach something.
Hope, full on hope
Yeah.
for the next, for the next, for the next.
And then it just was obvious one day that all of the concepts are empty and they don't point to anything. They're just meaningless expressions. And it removed a heavy layer of abstractions and beliefs, you know. Now everything is light and innocent. And I don't have to feel responsible for it. Nobody's doing it. So, yeah, it is lighter. It's lighter. But, you know, heaviness can still come.
Oh yeah, and I mean, and feeling responsible may just simply arise.
Yeah, it can. Yeah. Anything can.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Of course, there was no one already
Right.
responsible to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear some speakers that the me will fall away, but You know, this sense of centerness or meanness was already me-less. It was already no one's sense of having a center.
Yeah. Yeah, there seems to be a point where you're like, wait a minute, what were we even talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it can cause confusion, you know, but nobody's doing it. But it's just like as a tornado of confusion.
It was
And then it
already
can,
innocent from the
yeah.
so-called start. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there wasn't even a start of a you.
Mm-mm.
This sense of a you having a life was already you-less, so to say. There was no one separated, having the sense it's my life and it's my depression. At the same time, feeling it's my life and my depression is already me-less, so to say.
Yeah.
It was
But
already.
here maybe with Xander, he never had the sense of a me, right?
No, I was
So
more amazed that people were feeling like a man or a person or whatever, and me, I was like, well,
Oh, I can't even
how
imagine
that
that.
how that can feel, but yeah.
I've heard stories that there's people out there like that, but I've never met one.
No, you will never meet one, but I mean,
Right.
I was like amazed, you know, this when I was reading Nisargadatta, I never got how to stay with the I am because I was like, God damn. I mean, how do you mean? What do you mean with I am? I was baffled about this whole I am. I was like, "Well, I don't feel like I am, you know, nor do I
Yeah,
feel that I'm not, but I like
yeah.
it was it but yeah, anyway, it doesn't it's not it's just how it plays, you know, it just
Mhm.
plays, you know, this is free to be a me or no me or a sense of I am or this the lack of that sense or you know depression or anxiety. I mean,
Yeah, it's free and playful and chaotic and
yeah,
and everything. Leela, what would you say about this thing which a lot of speakers are saying it's energetic? It's not about understanding, it's not about the words, it's energetic. This is also quite a heavy concept, you know? Because
yeah.
then, yeah, but nevertheless, yeah.
Um, it's just a way of trying to describe something that's indescribable. And instead of harping on energetic, let's just say that it's indescribable. But yeah, I understand what they are trying to say. It's inconceivable. So we want to put a label on it, you know. Um, you can't transfer it. There's no one to transfer it to anyone. It doesn't work that way. It's um
Yeah, because with energetic, you get the sense you can transfer it. Like if I go now to a live meeting, it's more powerful, more energetic. Then of course it is. I mean, if we are now here in one room, the three of us, of course it's like different. Of course it is. But this is really like, I guess, nothing to do with this. It's beyond any understanding. A
yeah.
word.
Um yeah, it's mysterious. And I think that's a better word than energetic because you can hold on to that and make it into a thing, you know.
Mm.
you can
Yeah.
objectify anything. I mean, it's mainly maybe it's because of you know science is saying it's all energy, so this seems to be more you know logical to understand. Oh yeah, it's all I can see. It's all energy. You know, it's not a table. It's a bunch of electrons. It's energy,
Yeah.
and
If you zoom in, you
if
just
you
see
zoom
that
in, you
there
know
is
it's
nothing in it.
nothing.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
empty.
It's
Yeah.
Mm.
but yeah, you can. For me, it doesn't matter if you say it's all energy or it's all God or it's all this. I mean, so here, you know, the love to say it's all just this is because this is not so, the word this
Mm.
is not so much
Loaded.
loaded.
But
Like I mean, when people say, well, it's all God, yes, you know, thinking it's all God is just God already, you know? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. God is certainly loaded. Yeah, I mean, energy is if somebody's gonna make it into a thing and objectify it, that's just gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
just gonna happen. So yeah, energy, yeah. It does feel like energy, you know.
Well, but in a way, we really have no clue what is it.
No, no,
It's just
no,
the
blah,
no.
blah, blah.
words.
The words are coming out. Like, I love, it's just simply how the cookie crumbles. I love this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, like a
And not
bird
that,
singing, no.
yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
words dancing. I mean, and then there seems to be a resonating with certain words or phrases, which is already as innocent as the words. The words are innocent. The resonating with words, it just simply arises and dissolves, and not even that. I mean, it's not actually rising and dissolving, but yeah, for the lack of a better expression.
Yeah.
Uh,
And we can resonate naturally with people, even when we find a significant other or a friend or there's no reason why. It's a mystery. It's like watching a really entertaining saga or something, it's like what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
you know. Mm. I guess resonance is a good word, we we understand that they're stories and there's emptiness and there's meaninglessness. I mean, we can't escape the stories. We can't escape the concepts. They just become playful, Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
I like the word already.
yeah,
Already,
me
yeah,
too.
it's yeah, already. I mean, what to say about that?
I love the directness of what is.
Yeah.
The directness
Yeah,
of what is.
directness. Yeah.
Yeah, it totally resonate with the boom, it's in a way that the empty boom.
Yeah.
And I also tend now when I hear it's beyond understanding, it's not about the words. And then at the same time, here's a very huge drive to say, well, of course, it's every word. It's every word, you
Oh, yeah,
cannot
yeah.
miss it. And of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
everything is screaming it.
Yes,
And
this screams just this. I mean, everything. The
justice.
table, the chairs, the so-called sky, it's all screaming just this. It's all just screaming, this is it. The table is the table, it is chairs, the chair, saying the chairs, the chair, saying the chairs, the chair.
Yeah.
It's already just whatever it is. I mean,
Yeah.
at the same time, it's completely unknown, it's
Yeah. It
yeah, and
it feels like pretending.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly. And I mean, it's beyond understanding. It's funny, that's just another so-called understanding, that it's beyond understanding. It's just you just going, just going in circles.
No escape.
Yeah. Yeah, because it is this, so in a way, how do we not understand it? Because we are it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we do, we just don't realize. It's not
Well,
conceptual, let's just say that.
one can say there is understanding, so-called understanding, but there's just simply no one to have that understanding. There's no one doing it. There's no one owning the understanding. Yes, there can be seeing, but there's no separated seer. There's just this seeing, so to say, for the lack of, again,
Yeah.
a better expression, but there is no one separated seeing this or getting this. There's
Yeah.
just this getting this or seeing this. I mean, whatever the hell that means.
Yeah. Yeah. You can just become stunned by it all, like in awe.
Yes.
Mm.
What do you think,
This
Rosa?
this was a sweet point. Like this stunning, like Chris. I had a chat with Chris. He's so cool. And you
Yeah.
also had a chat with Chris in a
Sweetheart,
more.
yeah.
And Chris was like, I want to get the boom. Or also like, I also want to see that this is stunning. Watching at the tree, seeing that. And I was kind of joking with him in the last chat, like, you know what? Take some drugs, then you see the walls moving. It's so simple.
Yeah, I watched that one. Yeah, when it came out, I saw it.
I
I was
really feel him. Yeah,
I just wanted to hug him,
yeah,
like
totally.
give him a sleeping pill or something, tell him to go take a nap.
No, I did in a way. I did in a way, you know, with this brutal, there was the thing, there was the point where I said it, see, Chris, can you see this is hopeless?
Yeah, yeah,
Because it is.
yeah,
No
it is.
escape, like you said, you know, when you saw.
Nothing happens.
Yeah,
Nothing happens. You just feel like a dumbass, like,
yeah,
and you realize that everything is bullshit, everything. And
yeah.
then it's funny, like yeah, the joke is on nobody.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
just a joke, you know, that's just a big joke. It's no one's joke. It's just
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and then there's like pure joy, like when like a little kid pops out and scares another little kid or something, you know. Yeah.
My son is doing this every evening with me.
Me too. I have a teenager and he thinks it's funny that he gives me a heart attack every day.
Me too.
Jesus.
So cool. But in a way, I when I see it now with him, I play out more childish, you know? He is even saying to me, Mom, you're like a child. And the last time we had a kind of a situation, and my father, and I boomed out to my father, he was like, Rosa, you're like a child. I was like, yes, of course I am. What else? But
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
hear this now so often, you know, I just like, am I? And then when I reflect, oh yeah, I am. Also in the office, you know, I'm noticing this. It's quite funny. But here, this joy, this joke thing is kind of more uh coming out. You know, a lot of laughter, but of
No.
course, crying is also happening. But in a way, it's very fast, very intense,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
it's like gone. Then it's the
yeah.
next.
Mhm.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah, because I mean, we could say there's no more resistance, so it's just kind of like it's free to express, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
that may not be the best way to try to describe it, but it does seem quicker and more intense, like when sadness or frustration or anything like that
No,
come.
no, it's beautiful. Now that you're saying this, in a way, I can see that exactly because I'm very open, so a lot of triggers still pop up, and I simply notice exactly this point. The resistance sequence, or it is very short. I can feel it. Oh shit! And then it's in a way gone. But I'm
Com-
not doing anything. Just it's just like
Yeah, and it's completely gone, like it never even happened. Like, you know, seekers and people, and I'm guilty of it, you know, if I could just let go, if I could just surrender,
totally.
everything is already letting go. This is letting go already. Like, just look,
Mhm.
because it's fleeting, you know, and my memory is getting worse, I think.
yes.
But
Oh yeah.
it was
Yeah.
already pretty bad in the first place. So,
Memory gets bad. Totally.
because there's no
Uh,
more interest in things that there were before.
Mm,
I think so. It's like, you know, you
yes.
pay attention to certain things more and certain things less, and it's just not, things aren't important like they used to be, you know. So you naturally forget and let go. Mhm.
beautiful.
Yeah, this we heard a lot, Rosa, isn't it? Memory.
Yeah, with your memory, I'm a bit worried, sweetheart, with your memory
Oh,
especially.
it's there is none. It's totally. What do you
Yeah.
ask? What do you say?
Hmm?
Come again? Say
I'm a
that
bit
again.
worried about your memory, sweetheart. It
My
gets
memory.
worse.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's so
Crazy. I'm
funny.
his. I'm a secretary, personal assistant.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. I can ask you 2 days. Okay, we have a talk. Which talk was it again? Just yeah, you become like a baby almost, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, everything seems to work out so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not, and I have my notebook, like my handy. Everything is the smallest detail is in it. Otherwise, it's gone, totally gone. No fucking clue. Getting up in the morning. Oh, okay. Oh, work today. It's really like crazy. And I have the idea like, shoot, You have to organize better because it's so much energy, you know, always fresh. You know, you can make it's not happening. It's simply,
Yeah.
I'm really like, yeah, what to say? I call it very not practical in a way. It's really not that practical, but but it's fun. It's fun. I like it. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. According to what, you know, society, they, you know, society wants us to be structured and to know what the hell is going on and all that stuff.
But here, especially in the job I'm doing, administration, so there is a comparison happening. And
Yeah.
if you look at my table, it's chaos. But nevertheless, I just put a small post-it notes like
Mhm.
those, like I'm a so I know three prios. This is the most important thing. The rest, and you know what happens? And the rest is like going by itself.
It
And I'm like,
works.
yeah, so cool.
Yeah.
You know?
And if it started to not work and it got too chaotic, you'd probably just naturally revise the system and yeah.
Exactly. So, but compared to the other ladies, even though I also learned it how to organize, but compared to the other ladies and gents in the office, I was like, I really wonder how I'm doing this. Unbelievable. Okay, no one's doing this, but it's in a way a joke. Here again, this joke thing, you know? Well, like cracking up.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do it all and not do it all at the same time.
Yes.
You don't need the idea that I'm in control of this, you know.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Not necessary.
Yeah, and you know, the belief that you have control or the absence of the belief is already not controllable. You know, the belief that there is a you able to have control
Yeah.
or the absence of that belief is already something which just plays
Yeah.
free.
Yeah, it's not escapable. You can't step outside of it to
Exactly.
manipulate it.
There's no one able to step outside this, and you know.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about this so-called apparent huge carrot. There is no one already. So I guess there is a point where we can say when you're in a way done with all those spirituality, esoteric stuff, awareness stuff, and then ending up maybe with Tony Parsons or radical non-duality, whatever this means, and then having this final huge carrot. Well, there is no one already. This is in a way, yeah, this is in a way we can say the final thing. So letting go of this beautiful idea, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, because well, for me, I'll just try to put it in regular language. It felt like this, and it's a story, but I would watch my thoughts. I was like, I must be more conscious. I have to be aware of my thoughts. Okay. So I got really, really intense with it, really intense, and I would just watch them, watch them, watch them, and eventually it just was obvious that I wasn't thinking them, you know, and that I was also a thought too. Um, that sounds like a thing that somebody can do. Um, but then you see that it's always been this way. You know, it's not that you lost a self, you know,
Exactly.
and
Beautiful.
yeah, if you're gonna see it as a process, you're gonna see it as a process. Um, I saw it as a process right until I didn't, like right at the very end, and then there was nothing to do. It was over, and I was like, wow, what am I gonna do now? You know. But it none of those beliefs hindered it because it already was, you know. Um, yeah, there was no way for me not to see it as a process at the time, for it not to be seen that way. It just naturally had to play out that way, you know. Seems
Yes.
like.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, self-reflection, I mean, probably many know this as a practice, who am I, or, what is this?
You mean also self-inquiry,
Self-inquiry.
self-reflection,
Yeah,
inquiry.
self-inquiry, exactly. Yes, Rosa.
Mhm.
Self-inquiry is already selfless. It's so, there's just simply no one separated asking that question. There's just, you cannot, there's not something which is hidden, or which is inside here or behind
Right.
this doing that. It's just the
Yeah, it's
directness of what is already not two.
yeah, it's just innocence, um
Spoke.
manifesting, maybe. I don't know if that's a good word. It's just appearing as it does. The innocence, the story, the energy of belief in it, and it's all mysterious. How and why and what, there's no cause. Everything is the cause of everything.
Yes. It's the same with waking up in the morning. It's not like, 5 minutes before waking up, there's no one saying, well, in 5 minutes I'm going to wake up and I'm going out. No, there's just at a certain so-called point, there's just the body, eyes are opening, and this
Yeah.
just, I mean, starts functioning apparently, doing all
Uh,
types
and
of physical activities and mentally, and there's already no one at home. It's just simply the lights are burning, but there's no one there.
yeah, yeah. Huh. That's why I say this is the miracle. Like,
Yeah,
nobody's doing this. It's insane that we went so long, being tricked, and it's just a shift in perspective is all it is.
yeah.
But in 5 minutes, I'm gonna have a thought. I'm gonna pre-plan the thought, and it's gonna be blah blah blah. We never think that, we don't have premeditated thoughts about thinking thoughts.
Because
Um,
that was already innocently popping up. There was no one already saying, well, I'm going to tell in a meeting with Rosa and Sander that in 5 minutes there's no one having a thought. That itself was already just simply arising, there was no one pre-planning those
yeah,
words. They just stumble out.
yeah, something you said inspired something here to say something, and then
Yes.
all of the known universe calls that, it's everything causes everything,
Yes.
so.
I love to call it
That's
perfection in action, unknown perfection in action. Like,
Perfection in action. Yeah.
yeah, like the perfection, of course, implying everything, of course, also the pain, but when we go beyond the opposites, it doesn't matter really if it's crying or being totally happy and joyful. It's just booming aliveness. Of course it is. What
even
else?
if it means something, then it's,
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
mean,
even if it means something.
Yeah. It doesn't mean anything that it means something.
Yeah.
oh, it's so natural that not wanting your hand to get burned on a stove, it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. There's no
nat-
such thing as unnatural.
no, it's all exactly, it's all natural. There's nothing about
I
it.
love this word natural. I love it. I
Yeah.
love nature and art.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so beautiful.
And people, aren't they beautiful?
Oh,
Mm.
awesome. Oh my gosh.
Beautifully broken.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, broken, it's still complete, even, it's still whole. This sense of being broken is it's completely this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. It's,
uh,
it's,
the,
it's,
the sense of not being complete is completely the sense of not being complete. It's
Yeah. 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 The wholeness is inescapable.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't seem like wholeness, this doesn't need to be seen to be what it is already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And you inspired me, Sander Broken, to send Leela afterwards a beautiful song called Broken.
Okay. Thank you.
it sounds familiar. Broken. Who is it? Rosa, you the song lady?
Medicine, I don't know, it's called The Lady. I love the voice. Friend of mine shared her with me and I checked her albums. Oh wow, I will send it to you. I sent 2 songs.
Okay.
Love it.
Thank you.
I thank
I love
you.
music. I
And
love
me
music.
too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. That's what got me through my childhood was the radio. Well, it
Music.
feels like that anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's a
Yeah.
assumption, you know, that it helped through a period. Yeah, so natural. Music, you know, and animals, you know, anything may seem helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was there a certain how you call it, a certain music which was more loved?
I love all music. I love all music. Yeah, classical, heavy metal. Yeah, all of it.
Cool. Me too. I'm totally open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, music is really nice. I mean,
Xander loves reggae.
oh,
Oh yeah,
OMG.
I love Bob Marley. Yeah.
yeah, Bob Marley, but there are so many artists, you know, it was from childhood, it was always reggae and
Hmm.
but you know, also metal, Metallica. My wife was more like Guns N' Roses and Metallica and Smashing Pumpkins and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, beautiful music, the lyrics, also yeah, the combination, yeah. You know, it makes
And
just this body, the hairs rise on this body, you know, like the chicken pox, or how you say it, chicken
Goosebumps.
Oh,
goosebumps,
yeah, yeah, goosebumps.
goosebumps. Yeah, it's so beautiful.
It's magic. Music is magic. It's
Yeah,
like when listening
it's
to music,
energy.
it's
Yeah,
It's
directly
energy.
different vibe. You know, I'm just dancing here. There's one song which I will share with you.
Mhm.
No One Dies from Love. I'll be the first one, or I don't know, the only one. And I just put it on and just start to dance. You know, I
You just
can't not.
you disappear even more, huh? Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I was gonna say something about music and I forgot. Oh, it's fun. It's funny how you listen to the same song and then 10 years later you hear it again and it means something different.
Yeah.
Then later again it means something different. And yeah. I like music now. I hear non-dual stuff in the lyrics now.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Totally, totally, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes. Um, exactly. You know, it's just I mean, if it was meant in that way, you never know. I mean, but
Right. Who knows?
yeah, who knows?
I've noticed that in art, like music, paintings, poetry, there is a lot of this kind of the author, the creator, or the piece of art. They cannot put this like in a way we are really kind of meeting and talking about just this, whatever this is, and an artist, this is exactly the same
Oh
expression,
yeah.
just but and it's and I can totally see it in everything, but really in everything, and it's so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is in everything. Like everything is screaming it in a way, like how you
Yeah.
say.
And it's funny because here's I love people, and in every interaction with a so-called human being able to express, it's it's in a way always revealed in exactly the way it is. It can be in the office, it can be on the street, no matter what. There is a conversation more or less happening, and it's booming. It's so
Yeah.
funny. I cannot express it, but it's so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny getting into a conversation, maybe something dramatic or um, something like that. And you hear yourself talk and you're like, I don't believe anything I'm saying, but you're just kind of like going with the conversation just to kind of
Yeah.
comfort the people that are with you.
Oh yes. Oh
Totally.
yes.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
So
like, it's
natural.
okay. It's like I don't know, it feels like comforting them or playing with them, playing their game, Um,
Yeah, and it's totally okay. I mean, it doesn't even. Yeah.
yeah, it's
I
beautiful.
Yeah.
I was my son told me a story which is in a way heavy for him. He shared this instantly with me, the situation. I was listening on the phone, and I was just like thinking for myself, wow, what a beautiful story, And then
Yeah.
also, wow, 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 this is such a beautiful story. Repeat once again, please, because I simply noticed how overwhelming this thing was for him.
Mhm.
And he was simply this parenting happening, just tell once again. So in order just to calm down, maybe, but it was not said. And then again the story, and I simply wanted to add on top, wow, did you enjoy the show? It
You
was
Yeah.
didn't say
so
boom.
booming.
You didn't
Yeah.
say boom or
I
nothing is
say
happening.
normally I can and boom, but he in a way he knows me already. So he would sense this when I add the boom to this, but he gets angry when I do this. When I
Yeah.
go too much to it because he can feel it.
Yeah.
But there is in a way that it's enough, then it's enough. But it's so beautiful, this dance there with my son. He's 14,
Mhm.
30. And
Oh, my son's
and
13.
but please.
My son's 13 too.
Yeah, yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
And it's in a way so funny. You see again this joy factor here. I'm just laughing, and he gets angry. Why are you laughing again? It's not about you. I'm not laughing because of you. It's just so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a different way of looking at the world. And and sometimes I feel that I laugh at inappropriate times, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
This may
And
happen. Yeah.
yeah. And sometimes I see beauty where nobody else sees it, where everybody is there's tragedy or something like that.
Yeah.
Devastation.
And
Yeah.
and and then you see how nature just comes together and rebuilds itself and comforts itself and like reinforces itself, in humans, in society. And I can't unsee that. It's beautiful,
Beautiful.
it's
Beautiful.
um,
I must be quite careful with this because I'm very open and booming out, and it's really not, like you said, it's really not appropriate then. But then it's too late. I already done it. And then I try in a way to turn it into a joke more, but no one is laughing except well, this is happening quite a lot here. I don't have so many friends, to be honest, but
I
yeah,
don't
who
either.
cares? Who
No,
cares?
I totally don't either. Everybody thinks I'm crazy that knows me, so
Me too, me too, me too.
yeah. And I don't really talk to them about much, but they think I'm a strange one. Definitely.
Yeah. This may happen. I mean, yeah. What to say? I
Yeah.
work always alone. I mean, most of
Yeah.
the time. So the
In the
trees don't
forest.
care, and
Oh, that must be beautiful.
so it's no one is actually bothered.
Wow.
Um,
It's beautiful, but it's also very hard physical work, right?
Oh,
There?
well, it's less than it was before. It was more physical, but now
Okay.
it's um, but yeah, it's all when it comes to, you know, this so-called message and or suggestion or whatever you want to call it in relation to so-called other characters, it can always be a little bit tricky when it comes to
Yeah.
family and, you know, um, partners, husbands, wives, parents, children. Yeah, you know, anything may happen. They may just think you're totally
A
cuckoo.
little bit tiki-taka.
Yeah,
What
you
did
know,
you
I mean,
say?
Yeah.
Tiki-taka.
yeah,
But
and
you know, they love me anyway, you know, my
oh
family, my
yeah,
husband.
oh
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, and it's just how it, you know, I mean, it's just how it plays out. You know, here there is no, you know, there's no trying to persuade anyone to see it, you know, although there is no one to see it in a certain way. You know, but
Yeah.
to persuade someone, yeah, but this is it, you know. I mean, here there's just saying just this is just saying just this. You like it or you don't like it. Either way, it's already just what it is. It doesn't mean anything. You know, you cannot hold it. You know, you cannot buy groceries with it. It's just it's not practical in that sense. At the same time, anything may happen. Finding it practical and it's helpful may
Yeah.
happen, but yeah, who knows? I mean, that's equally just simply what seems to be happening.
When I was trying to wake up and seeking, I would talk to people about it sometimes if I felt they were open.
Yeah,
And so I've opened my mouth enough to where, you know, people think I'm just weird, but now I don't have the urge to
yeah.
wake people up with me or whatever. Zen stink.
Exactly, yes.
I
Mhm.
can only see the awakening all over, the awakeness. Like I can only see the perfection and no matter what. For
Yeah.
me, it's kind of yeah, yeah.
Alreadiness.
Yeah, it's hard to wake people, you know. No one is sleeping, no one is neither awake.
Right. That
Um,
whole thing falls apart, doesn't it?
yeah,
He,
it all just
here is
crumbles.
more. Here is maybe more the energy rising like a rebel. I also see it with Emmy, with Emerson. It's playing out, and I'm totally with it. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like as if I really want to crush something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. I
When
love
I
it.
emailed him, I told him that, you know, the way he speaks is revolutionary. Uh, it seems really new and fresh, and um, it's going to shake some energy up, you know. And Sander, too, you talk that way, too. Uh, Flipping the coin, you know. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, me too. We have the same taste.
Yeah. It kind of like Jesus, you know, he was a rebel.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Beautiful. How is there a different, you know, perspective about religion these days?
It's um yeah, you know, I was very religious as a teenager,
Yeah,
and I was devout, and I would read the Bible, go to church, come home, get on my knees, and I would pray for wisdom over and over because I thought that's what I needed, you know,
yeah,
to make it in life. And I actually studied myself right out of it. I broke the whole thing. I went into it so deeply that it didn't make sense anymore. And I could not question it. And so at 17, my that fell away, my faith. And it was hard because I was the only one I knew that wasn't religious. You know, we live in the Bible Belt, they call it down here. Uh, Everybody's Christian down here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And even my husband is. Um, so we just agreed to disagree, but yeah.
Wow.
Um, and I had resentment towards religion for misleading me and others for a long time. You know, I had a bad attitude about it,
yeah,
and that finally eased up, and I was able to see it as innocent.
Beautiful.
Um, it's just we're heavily conditioned, the people that are in these cultures, in these religious cultures, and of course that they would believe that, you know, they've been told it since they were a small child, you know.
Beautiful.
And I feel bad for them, you know, in a way that they're inside of a box that they can't really necessarily get out of. But I mean, all of that's a story, but that's just all the different
Yeah,
ways I've
yeah,
seen it.
interesting, interesting. So you just said you feel bad about this, like that they're in
Uh,
this box.
well, if I can go there, but um, not really at the same time. You
Mm-hmm.
know, there's peace
I,
about it too.
yeah, totally, totally. The thing
It
you
reminds
just
me of Casey. Casey.
yeah,
This you know, Casey.
with the Mormons, or what was it?
Yeah, Casey was also quite
Yeah.
into religion,
Yeah, yeah. But there
hardcore.
is, but this thing, like I can, as I said, I can only see the perfection. So when I see, like you say,
Mhm.
they're in this box, that's it. Boom, that's it.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
No wrong, no right. That's it.
Yeah.
And this is so radical here. And I just, oh gosh, this is such a strong energy. And wow. And the same what you explained with the religion, I was also like my mother wanted to give me something, so I was also with this religion stuff. And then it skipped when things got hard when I was teenager. It skipped into I always did my thing. And this was awareness. I loved it. This was the most beautiful music channel. And
Mm.
then this played out when it was, and then I saw like, oh my gosh, what a bullshit. This was like the thing, where I was like, how can you go and then I saw simply when I met Xander, it was at the very beginning. He just flipped the coin, and I was like, of course, nothing wrong with this.
Yeah.
Being like with this awareness, teaching, coachings, and everything, because normally I would say, what a bullshit. Come on.
There's already no one resonating with following Jesus. It's as innocent already, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, those thoughts can come up that I feel bad that they're
Oh yeah,
suffering over there or
yes.
whatever, but they're fleeting and I see it as perfection. It's imperfect
Yeah.
perfection. You know, I wouldn't go back and change my story in any way. I wouldn't take any of the suffering away that I had to endure. Um, it makes life rich and it may be the most valuable thing we have, you know, our trials. If you want to
Tribulations,
put a story on it.
trials and tribulations.
Are we in the Michael Jackson song?
I don't know, Michael
There
Jackson.
is a song, and here's exactly expressing those two words in a row. So yeah. Uh
I don't recognize it. I don't remember. I don't even remember what I said.
like this angel stuff when he is grabbing in the video, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's go. Here is always kind of music playing in the background.
Send me that one too, okay? So I'll know what you're talking about.
I will
You have
write
a
it
lot
down,
to do,
sweetheart.
Leela. You know, when she starts sending you music, oh my God. Before you know, you
Feel
have a
free,
lot to do.
Leela, feel free to block me if I'm too intense. I'm always
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I may do that. No.
Well, who
you don't.
knows, you know?
No.
No,
Oh,
kicking you off Facebook may happen. You never know.
You never
Oh,
know
there
what's
she
gonna
goes again.
happen. Hmm.
oh, sweethearts, what a joy. So, so cool. Shall we simply now finish? And I just loved it, obviously. So such a joy. And
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for
Thank
this.
y'all.
Thank you,
Thank
Leela. It
you for
was
inviting.
beautiful.
And
Oh,
let's
yes.
simply stay in touch. Leela, if you
Yeah.
like, just join Xander Linchin's open Zooms if there is time for this.
Okay.
It's Tuesday, 8 p.m. here, like we met today.
Okay, yeah.
Always Tuesday, and sometimes there is no time, but it's seldom. And it's so cool. It's just joy. It's just a joy. Yeah.
Okay. I may
And
do that. I may do that. I'll have to remember.
I will bombard you, sweetheart. Don't worry.
Okay, we'll do that.
You have a personal secretary,
Yeah,
Rosa.
it's my job what to do.
Yeah, you're good at
Uh,
it.
so I wish you a beautiful evening,
Y'all
and
too.
yeah, big hugs. What to
Oh,
say? What a beauty.
we love y'all and thank you. We'll talk again soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
thank you
so
for your
much.
time, Leela, and your
Oh yeah.
openness. I loved it.
It was such a
Cool.
joy. And you too.
Mwah. Ciao,
Mwah.
Take
ciao.
care.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.